Much for joining us about the Mars energy, and to each and every one of you guys, thank you so much for being a part of our platform. If this is your first time in my live, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I'm the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. I also want to share with you guys, I do not teach my personal beliefs or my practices on this platform. What I do teach is universal laws, and we utilize universal laws because they apply and applicable to each and every one of you. Whether you're an E5, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Mystic, Ajay, whether you're a Muslim, atheist, if you're operating in any type of energy, frequency, or vibration, this is for you. What's up, my baby Scorpio? What's up, Shamari, my Cancer? What's up, Unveiling and Pisces? And there go my Stormy in the house from Detroit, my Sagittarius. To each and every one of you guys, excited to be here with you guys. But when I teach universe, hello, Aquarius in the house. Taisha, thank you for being with us. What's up, my love? My Taurus is in the house. I'm going to be sharing some really important information today. I know this is Mars energy, and it is a lot of times it's utilized to deal with opposition, and I want to be more in depth today from a perspective. To all of you guys that find yourself in various of spiritual warfare, this is going to really help. What's up there, Roy Artiste in the house? What's up, Trevonda Aries? There go my Jelly Sweets in the house. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. Salutations to my Madrina, to my Padrino, and to my Oba. And also, guys, I want to say hello to Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys. I'm rocking my Fedi Foom, Babalu Ayek. Yes. Oh, you love the purple. Thank you so much, sweetheart. What's up, Mama Susan Gemini? She said, looking good. That's how you come in here and talk to the men of God. Once again, we want to say thank you to how you guys have been pushing these videos and how you have been making commentary. When I tell you the impact that these teachings are doing for people all around this globe, especially melanated people that are in the church that practice the ATR, and especially those that have left the church, don't want to add nothing to the church, I do understand. But they still got church in them, but they're practicing the ATR. And to each and every one of you guys that want to learn magic, whether you're going to participate in it, initiate in it, or you just want to have a better understanding when you go to your Tata, Mumbo, spiritual root worker, conjurer, Obia, you need to have a better understanding. So it's no different than sitting down with your doctor. What's up, Yvette, my Cancer in the house? What's up, babe? We got to get some time together. Got to get her consultation done. I'll be off tomorrow. So I want to say this before we get started on tonight. To all of my Christian buddies, these are the cards that I read from. These are the 72 names of God, technology of the soul. Now, I want to share this with the understanding about spiritual warfare. Now, I want to come from somebody that I do offensive, magical warfare, and I also do defensive. I have initiated them, and I've also had to deal with those warfares that were initiated against me. Okay, so that means I started some of them, and some of them I didn't start, but I had to finish them. So mindset. Sober-minded, don't matter what you practice, universal law. Energy out, energy in. And when it comes down to warfare, people do not think that you have to actually have strategy. People do not think that they actually have to have artillery. You can want to defend and stand your ground all day long, but if you don't have the stamina, you don't have the artillery, you don't have the strength, I don't care whether you think you're wrong or right, your adversary is going to prevail. In order to withstand your enemy, whether it is an illegal field, I'm dealing with courtroom cases, whether it's health-wise, you got to give your immune system strength to defend your body from whatever is ailing you. Whether it's mental, you need knowledge, wisdom, understanding to withstand the ignorance of other people, places, and things. You can't just be out here saying, oh, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm going to defend myself. Or if you got somebody out here defending you, you need to understand how to walk in that protection. I feel just like an umbrella or just like a canvas, you can walk in your protection and walk right from under your protection when you don't know how that protection flows in your life. Thank you so much. Hit that like button. Okay, tomorrow work for good. I have court at 2:40. in the afternoon. So morning or late afternoon is fine with me. So now this is why this is important. First of all, the concept that we learn in the church is that God gonna fight our battle. That is the first delusion that most people have, and this is what hindered them from getting the tools they need in order to defend themselves, and that's naturally or spiritually. How you defend yourself against hunger? You buy food. How you defend yourself against broke? You get money. I like to make things simple, but a lot of times people overcomplicate things, and they think that magically because you burn a candle or incense that you don't have to be the orchestrator of your own faith, that you don't have to learn to listen, know what season you in, whether you're in a season to spend or you're in a season to save, whether you're in a season where you need to accumulate friends, and then you might be in another season where you need to get rid of some people that we find out they're so-called friends. In other words, you got to know how to maneuver and operate in your energy, your frequency, and your vibration, especially as a warrior. I'm a Sagittarius, king of the gods. Moon in Aries, the warrior. And then the rising sign is Pisces, that knows no bounds. So I want to talk about this concept tonight. My subject is standing against those who withstand in these spiritual streets. What's up, my Fetty Funo Shun? Now, to all of us that find ourselves in situations, first of all, I want to explain this when it comes down to Chief Apostle Samuel. And I'm saying this to all of my practitioners that are out there in all of the ATRs. The fact that you do not understand where I stand in the church arena and that I am a pastor that practices the ATRs. There go my Natasha Foster, my Aquarius from North Carolina. Aphrodisiac. Ricola. And so the fact that you think that you are protecting Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria from Christianity, and that the Christians think they are protecting Christianity from Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, because you don't understand how it is all connected. You don't understand that just because you're using different terminology does not mean that you're operating with different energy. Now, you may have an aunt on your mom's side and have an aunt on your dad's side, but those aunties operate very differently, and they also relate to you very differently. And so depending on what kind of relationship you have with those aunties is how you manifest with those energies. Spirituality the same way. Even though they may be different functions and they develop you in different ways, they are all connected and created by the Divine Mother and the Divine Father. And when we understand that, a lot of you guys that think that you are out here defending and saying, well, Chief Apostle, you are mixing black arts with Christianity. No, Christianity came out of Kemet. And Kemet is Egyptology, and they deal with necromancy. See, I understand the genesis of a thing, and I understand how it is connected. So therefore, I don't have to lead a church to practice conjure. I don't have to lead a church to do necromancy. I don't have to lead a church to get a reading. I don't have to lead the church to cleanse myself. I don't have to look outside of the kingdom. I don't have to operate outside of the Bible, because this is one of the most greatest spell books. And therefore, because I understand mythology and I understand similitude, symbology, I understand astrology, I can utilize this Bible with air, fire, earth, and water. I can point out to you Shango. I can point out to you Oshun in the Bible. I can point out to you Lucero, Yin Yang. It's in there. And because I know what to look for and I know how it is applied. Thank you so much for joining us. What's up, Allison in the house? And so I do these things, and I share this information willingly on my platform, giving you an opportunity why you got your classes, why you get your spiritual tools, why you initiate or not initiate. And let me tell y'all something. Hello. One of the things that Minister Mario and our son of a Chosi went through is trying to find somebody with character that was going to do their job when it came down to the things that we had need of, okay? And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, all over this globe, I bear your frustration. how can I say this? There are too many hungry spiritualists. And what I mean by this, you Eddie Murphy brother. What is y'all with this Eddie Murphy stuff? Anyway, so Eddie Murphy, these nuts. So, thank you. Please hit that like button. So, when I think about how people get into a place where they find the right person or persons to learn up under, it is a journey. Just like relationships, you learn what a good man is, a good woman is by having some bad ones. And the reason why is that a lot of times if we end up with a good one in the beginning, normally we won't keep them because we won't value them because we only experience the good. That's just like the prodigal son. You only had it good. So until you go through something, you can't really value the good that you have. You can say God is good all day long, but until you have some bad days, when you have some sleepless nights, when you have some reasons to have some sorrowful, and then when you understand that weeping may endure for a night, you be glad when joy coming in the morning. So a lot of times you have to go through interacting with people until you find. See, I knew when I recognized, as I started my journey, I knew what I was looking for. And let me tell y'all something. Always seek character. It ain't nothing wrong. I'm telling y'all, it ain't nothing wrong with somebody being gifted, being talented, being knowledgeable, being able to articulate their science. All of that's good. At the end of the day, you need somebody with character. They don't have to be perfect because they're not. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care how great that man of God is or how great they are not perfect. Get that mindset out. In order to get to perfection, you must be perfected. That means that there must be some evolution. There must be some pruning of the tree. So going around here looking for men and women that are always smiling and always baby this and honey that ain't real life. You need somebody that done been through some of the same thing. I done been divorced twice. But I was the plaintiff. That does matter depending on who I'm talking to. Some people I don't want them to bother me, so I don't tell them that I was the plaintiff. I the one initiated the divorce. Ain't nobody that got rid of Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. But if I don't care for you and I don't want you to bother me, I'll tell you and let you draw your own conclusions. Because most women see a man divorced, they feel like the woman divorced them, but that ain't my case. But if I don't care for you anyway, I'll let you believe what you believe. So, there's a reason why that a lot of you guys are out here searching. And even the ones that like what I do, I'm still not the teacher for you, especially if you're a liar. If you are somebody that like cutting corners, you like somebody that's looking for something for nothing, you still may appreciate everything I'm teaching him, but your character falters our relationship. When you are a manipulator, you're a liar and a con artist, you're going to struggle with my teaching. And so therefore, this is why I send people to watch Karate Kid, because if you're not here to learn the lifestyle of hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, how magic really works, then you're going to struggle in my mythology. You're going to struggle in how I interact and I go through things. This is why I don't promise people things that I have not gone through. You understand? It is so very, very important that you don't make this a one-sided relationship. Just like you want a good teacher want a good student. Just like you want a good man, somebody want a good woman. And if you're gay, then just like you want a good man, he want a good man. If you want a good woman, she want a good woman. So you can't go into something looking for the good in somebody, but you yourself lack that goodness. Okay? And so when it comes down to warfare and getting out here in these spiritual streets, a lot of time because you lack character, you can find yourself on the side of withstanding somebody that God is withstanding. I'm going to say that again. You can find yourself withstanding, being against somebody that is standing with God. Okay? So we're going to talk about that tonight. Deuteronomy, the 11th chapter, the 25th verse. The 11th chapter, the 25th verse says this. there shall no man be able to stand before thee. For the Lord your God shall lay the fear of you and the dread of you upon all the land that ye shall tread. Tread means to walk upon, as he has said unto you. Now, sir and ma'am, the truth be told, you don't have to go out here and try to scare nobody up. I don't care if you're an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Palo, whether you a grand witch, whether you're a warlock, mystic, sorcerer, apostle, pastor, teacher, evangelist. Sir and ma'am, you don't have to do none of that. You know why? Because God himself and herself is going to lay the dread of you. People are going to fear you because of the anointing. You don't. The moment you feel that you got to go out here and tell people that your eguns or your ancestors or this or that, you are stepping in front of the Lord. You are stepping in front of your spirit. You're putting the cart before the horse. Because you don't have to do that. Your God is your eguns, your spirits, your orishas, your Lord. They will represent. They will cause the fear of you. Not you. You don't have to do that. You don't have to campaign. What will happen is people will experience when you approach them and you walk into a personal space or place. You will find that these people that don't have no good intention, these people don't have your best interest at heart, they will respond to the anointing. And they will get intimidated by the anointing. Has nothing to do with what you said or anything that you have done. I want that to be clear. So this is not something, Atlanta. Now you're going to come in here laughing. Now let me tell you what's funny. The funny is when you try to long stroke somebody and you ain't got enough inches to long stroke, so you got to stab, and you got to stay up close. Now that's funny. The mere fact that you're on my live and thinking that you're being comical when the joke is on you, huh? Remember who live you in. This ain't TikTok. This YouTube. Okay? So, I need you to understand that when it comes down to universal laws, nobody has to go around and enunciate and try to provoke fear. The Spirit of God themselves will go before you and they will lay the dread of you. And everywhere you go, they will announce the presence of that particular God or goddess. Simple as that. Okay? Let's be clear about that. Then it says no man should be able to stand. So, if you are truly being sent, there should be a certain level of confidence that should be incurred inside the individual, because whoever decides to get in front of the vision, the agenda of the divine, they are not going to be able to stand anyway. I don't care who they are. I don't care what they practice. I don't care how long they've been practicing. You're going to prevail. Okay? I need you to understand that. Victory belongs to the children of the Most High. Rocking this color purple, and we know that color represents power and authority. To be honest, it is the idea that they should go out of their way to come in, and all they did was help. Exactly. Because I'm going to win anyway. You can't hurt somebody blessed. You can't hurt somebody that's favored. Even your mess caused me to be blessed. Come on here, somebody, huh? I'm going to win anyway, because all things work together for the good of them that love God and are called according to his purpose. And purpose is always going to cause me to prevail. Purpose. Okay? So, now that we understand that, if you are going to walk in these ATR and you're truly sent, you don't have to get upset with pastors, apostles, tatas, mambos, and hugon, because the way is going to be made. All of this, that everybody's against you syndrome, everybody's throwing at you, everybody's hexing you, everybody's throwing juju at you. If you are truly in the place and you are the spirit that's truly with you and is following you, or you have the proper artillery from your spiritual divine mother or father, Tata, Mambo, Hugon, apostle in my case, then you will walk in a certain level of confidence. Okay? Then we got Joshua, the 1st chapter, verse 5. It says, there shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. This is the Lord talking. This is why it's important to be getting these messages from the divine and not from your own mind. I'm going to say this again. This is why, certain man, no matter what you practice, that you are getting these messages from the divine, not your mind. Not out of the spirit of your mind. Not out of the spirit of your imagination. Not out of the spirit of your fantasy. Not out of your spirit of entitlement. You need to know that this word that you got came from the orchestrator of the universe. And because they have to enforce these words. Some of y'all out here talking about the Lord said and the Lord did not tell you. Some of y'all saying that Ogun said and Ogun did not say. Because they're going to stand up. If they spoke that, they're going to bring that to pass. They're going to bring that into fruition. What's up, my Boaz? Much love to you. I want you to, all the day, every day that you breathe in and breathe out in this situation, it says this. It said, as I was with Moses, so will I be with thee. And I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. Now, this is why this is important. Who you in contract with. Who you are in agreement with. Oh my God, on today. To my brothers and sisters, when you are talking about with this energy of Ogun, the Ogun Faray, this energy of Zarabanda, did this God is spirit, entity, make a contract? And in this particular one, he told him, he said, just like I was with Moses, I will not fail thee. That's a heck of a contract that God or the divine makes with a man or woman. Now, I know this stuff sounds good, but we know based off of the life we live in that some of us do not have them kind of contracts. It's nice. It's beautiful. It sounds good. But when you get in spiritual warfare, only the spirits that are in contract are going to show up and defend you. My Fetty Fun Tiffany says Shango. All right there. So when you think about spirituality and you're thinking about getting out here in these spiritual streets and you find yourself in warfare, you find yourself being attacked or you find yourself attacking, doesn't matter. You need to understand who are you in contact with and if it's the kingdom going to stand up for you. Are those spirits, those eguns, those the memortos, are those ancestors, are those impungos, are those inkisi, are those loas, orishas, whatever. Are they going to come in and stand not only with you, but for you and move in front of you to shield and protect you? Yes, I'm in warfare, but I promise you they're fighting for me. I promise you I promise you that I prevail. And so therefore, when it comes down to the Arche of Ogun, when it comes down to the Arche of Zarabanda, when it comes down to the Arche of your warrior, your fighting spirit, the spirit that are going to show up. That's what my Padrino said. The first spirit show up in Misa is the spirit that are your protectors. Your first line of defense, they must show up. And depending on how powerful you are, is how powerful your protectors are. You can't go out here and just pick spirits and say because that you heard or read about them that they are powerful. You got to know whether those eguns or spirits are going to stand up and that they have been in contract with you. They have an obligation. So whether you show up in the Nathaniel, Nathan Brown, fuck you. Huh? I would fuck your mama, but she had you out of her pussy, so therefore I don't trust a woman that brings that kind of shit out of her pussy. I digress. Now, when you doing conjure and you are out here and you are trying to stand your ground and you have not sat down and been tested and found out what kind of protectors you have. And then you're trying to stand your ground against somebody else that has stronger protected. Remember, the scripture said it like this: no man can bind up, spoil the strong man's house, except he first bind up or restrict the strong man. When you are out here walking and trading these spiritual streets, and you find yourself being in opposition or being resisted against, you got to know what kind of protectors are going to stand up and fight for you. So this is why we use Blockbuster on today. This is why we use Triple Threat on today. This is why we use reversal incense on today. This is why we use our protection incense on this day. This is why we use also High John, because we want to conquer. We want to subdue. But a part of that is knowing who's going to. I'm not just rocking purple. I understand the level of my protection. Now that I have my cauldrons, I have more protection. Therefore, I can protect you more. I can utilize the arche, the chi, whether we're dealing with health, whether we're dealing with wealth, whether we're dealing with legal matters, whether we're dealing with enemies, opposition, it don't matter. Because if they're strong enough to protect me, then they're also strong enough to protect you. This is why we do the graveyard work. This is why we invest in that. This is why when we get instruction, we learn how to follow the yellow brick road. We know how to stay up under the umbrella of our covering. I'm going to say that again. The moment somebody can hold an umbrella over your head, but you're not walking in sync with the person that is holding the umbrella, you can walk right from under your protection. It is possible, sir and ma'am, to walk out of the range of the energetic protection of your covering. If you have a talisman and you're not wearing it, you have one of my Fedi Fun Ogun, and you're not wearing it, you're not up under its energy protection. And as a spiritual individual, don't have to be initiated. You must first have the tools, utilize the tools, and stay within the range or the circumference of the energetic field of that man, that woman of God, or that particular Tata, Mambo, or Hugon. Because everybody has a certain range of where they have jurisdiction, where they can extend their energy to people, places, and things, and it still be effective. And it doesn't get diluted. So remember, protection has all to do with range. If you ever had a cell phone and you get out of range, it's almost like your cell phone got turned off. The call dropped. You can actually get into areas of your life around certain people that block the signal. Block the signal of your tata, your mamba, because you're in places where they don't have a signal, where they don't have a range. And so therefore the transmission of energy, the transmission of protection, healing, health becomes, I have people leave my church and they get out of my range. In other words, they didn't get out of my range. I just cut the service. I ain't even gonna lie. If you no longer part of my ministry and stuff like that, you don't have my covering. I cut your service. I ain't mad at you. You go your way, I go mine. But I'm not gonna get my arche out here just because you used to be a member. You used to have a covering. So in that, these are the things that are important before you just start going to war. These are the things that are important before you just start trying to protect yourself. You got to know you can. You got to know that you are able to go up against said individual or individuals. Because sometimes the warfare you in is a group of people fighting you. A group of spirits fighting you, not just one. Okay? Then we have, what time it is? Then we have Exodus, the 7th chapter, 10 through 12. It says, I hope this is really helping y'all. I just want y'all to know it's levels to this. All of you that think you just get one layer of protection, it's like somebody doing a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. They just put one thin layer of peanut butter, one thin layer of jelly, and all that bread. I can't do it. I know you don't have to have the jelly and the peanut butter oozing all out the sides, but I'd rather have more than less. I'm a Sagittarius. Huh? And if you want God to fill you up like Whitney Houston wanted Bobby to fill her up, then you got to have somebody that can fill you up. You can't just desire it. So it goes on to say, Exodus the 7th chapter, 10 through 12. It said, and Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh. Notice who doing this. Moses, they were sent. And they did so as the Lord had commanded. So that means they're following instruction. For all of y'all that getting out here in these spiritual streets and going into warfare because you feel you are attacked. I'm not even here. You might be up under attack. Just give you, I'm just to humor you. Even if you are being attacked. Who is your opposition? It goes on to say, and Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before the servants, and it became a serpent. Normally when they preach that, they say Moses' rod, but that wasn't Moses' rod. That means that Aaron had a rod and Moses had a rod. And verse 11 said, and then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers, and now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantment. In other words, they match the power. They match the manifestation. If you're in warfare with somebody that is matching, you throw a reversal, they throw a reversal. You do a return to sender, they're matching the frequency. You're not gonna get nowhere. That's gonna be a warfare that's gonna be going on a very long time. That's like on Bewitched when Endora and Uncle Arthur get into it. They're evenly matched. When you find yourself evenly matched with a Tata, a Mumbo, a Hugon, a sorcerer, a sorceress, a conjurer, a mystic, Ajay, it's gonna be back and forth because y'all doing the same type of magical spell. Y'all may be doing it differently, utilizing different methods, but pretty much you evenly matched. That's gonna be a long war. But here come the clincher. When you're dealing with the Isaiah 10 and 27. That's what done happened to a lot of these people that keep trying to come for me. You forget that I'm Isaiah 10 and 27. I'm for to show you in verse 11. I've been trying to tell you the whole time. This is a universal thing. When somebody has been chosen in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Kumi, and they were mandated and commanded to do what they're doing, this is what's going to happen. Verse 12. It says, for they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rod. In other words, the power that was in the staff of Aaron consumed the arche. See, what's going to happen, a lot of you spiritualists that are working against me, you're starting to get tired. And you're starting to get exhausted because the power of Yahweh, that consuming fire, is consuming the arche that you keep throwing at me. I am transmuting. I am gaining control over the arche that you're saying. I'm going to still prevail. I am still going to prevail in these situations on my job. Even though I'm going to retire soon, I'm still going to win out. When God be for you, I need y'all to understand that. I don't need you to believe in Christianity. What I need you to believe in, when there's a higher source that is empowering that man or woman, when they do a return to sender, they're going to get increase of arche. They're going to have that goddess or that God to step in and increase. It was not the rod of Moses. Aaron was a priest, a royal priest. He started the priesthood. It was the priest anointing. It was the staff of the priest. It was not the staff of Moses. It was the staff of Aaron, the high priest of the children of the Most High. See, when you claim to be a priest or a priestess of a particular religion or tradition, your staff got power. And you have communication. This is why even in Palo, when we use our ancestors, it brings in communication. And then when those people start utilizing their staffs against the man of God. I was utilizing my Palo staff today, and I was calling on the Impungo, and I was talking to Cynthia, and I called the name of certain people. Baby, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. But you are outmatched. And I'm not in no hurry because I don't have nothing to prove. Aaron didn't have nothing to prove. Moses didn't have nothing to prove. Pharaoh had something to prove. The Egyptian sorcerers and conjurers, and they had something to prove. So you got to understand, when you're standing for God, you don't have nothing to prove. But when you're trying to withstand God, you got something to prove. Oh, come on here, somebody, huh? I want to talk to y'all. I need you to understand, if you need to figure out whose side you on. Because you can find yourself withstanding or trying to impede the success of a man or woman that God is prospering. The Bible says it like this: whom God has blessed can't no man curse. So as you begin and conjure to curse me, what you're doing is you are magnetizing the power of God to my life. Because now the Impungos, now the Orishas, now the Loas got to stand up and stand on my behalf. Now as I go and do graveyard work, as I go and talk to the Orishas and the Loas and Impungo, they are aware that you are attacking me. So now they have to surround me. Surround me, oh Lord. That's what happens. When you mess around and start touching God's anointing, all of a sudden you start the Aguns to surround that individual. The Bible says he will encamp round about the children of Israel. You will cause the fire of God to move from the front to the back. And you will cause the cloud of God to move from the back to the front. Come on here, somebody, huh? You will cause the spirits to rearrange themselves to protect that man or woman of God. I'm going to say that again. When you're standing with God, you have absolutely nothing to prove because it's for God to show up and show out. But when you are withstanding the plan of God, the purpose of God, the blessings of God, now you find yourself trying to prove a point. You find yourself in situations out here, tatas and momos like the prophets of Baal. You got to do the most to make people think that your conjure is working. To make people think. See, I don't have to go out here and prove anything. And I can still come out here and tell you what you're trying to do and what happened and everything. Because at the end of the day, I'm still going to get the victory. At the end of the day, praises to the Most High. At the end of the day, no weapon formed going to prosper. At the end of the day, whom God bless, can't no man curse. What's up, my Taurus in the house? This is all I'm trying to get. Once you understand, this is what the definition of withstand means. It says to remain undamaged or unaffected by resistance. To offer strong resistance or opposition to someone or something. When somebody has chosen, they have chosen energetically to withstand you, God will send help. God will send help, whether it is through the divine mother or father, or it was be through someone or something, and get you in a place where you can receive the help that is necessary to stand your ground against those that are withstanding you without cause. Because at the end of the day, God people going to be set free. At the end of the day, God people going to recover all. At the end of the day, they will be healed and restored. See, what happens is, as people, they don't understand, I am getting in position. Because what happened with Minister Mario, son of Achosi, I'm going to try to prohibit that from happening again. Because now I have more tools. Because what happens out here in these spiritual streets, you don't know who to trust. You don't know who's really dedicated. Who has your best interest. You don't know what to expect. So what I tell any man or woman, when you are out here in these spiritual streets, you need to understand the covenant that that man has and who he has a covenant with. Or that woman has a covenant and who they have a covenant with. Because that's who's going to show up for them. That's who's going to protect them. And those are the spirits that they're going to utilize to protect you. So as you watch God protect me, As you watch God intervene for me, as you watch God bring down my enemies, then you can understand if the same spirit that stand up for Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. are going to be the same spirit that when he prayed to God, God is going to send to do the same thing. If he can't do it for me, how he going to do it for you through me? I'm going to say that again. If he can't do it for me, how he going to do it for you through me? I must have covenant first. I must have relationship first. And they must show up for me and stand up for me in the courtroom. They must stand up for me when it comes down to my health, my wealth, my peace of mind. They must deliver me out of all of my afflictions. This is what I mean about as above, so below. It must start with the individual. You can't both be in the same predicament. Because if their spirits are not protecting them, then they cannot protect you. If Cynthia is not protecting me, how's she going to protect you through me? If Zarabanda not protecting me, how can he protect me, you through me? He must first protect me. Oya must first protect me. Madriaga must first, Babaluaye must first protect me before you can trust that he will protect you through me. 2 Chronicles, the 20th chapter. Believe in God, ye shall be established. If you want real teaching, real understanding, you must have foundation. To be established is to make sure you know where the source is. And he says after that, then believe the prophets, the mouthpiece, the oracles, the people that are in communion with the divine. And you shall prosper. That's where your prosperity comes from being in relationship with people that are already in relationship with that energy, frequency, or vibration. That it has to start there. And then it progresses. And depending on how that energy or frequency walks with that man or woman is the degree of what they can actually get done. It's just, sir, ma'am. That's why I'm able to work federal cases just like I'm able to work regular circuit court cases. I'm able to work against other initiates just like I'm able to work against people that ain't initiated. Because it's the level of gravitas that I have. And what I am telling you, sir and ma'am, this is not arrogance. This is confidence in what I have. So I have had my cauldron for 3 days. I am still testing to see what capacity of power I have in Cynthia. You can be in it, but what kind of capacity? I want to know what kind of force, what kind of strike. I want to know what kind of power I have in Zarabanda. I want to know what kind of power I have in Babaluaye. Like you say, people can't give what they don't have. Exactly. But to all of y'all that looking and trying to understand what it is that you're looking for, who has the capacity, but in protection, you got to know how to walk in that protection. You got to know how to maintain that protection. You got to know when that protection is being tampered with, not broken. Because somebody could be trying to break through your protection and they haven't broken through. All you got to do is keep your cleansing. But if you find yourself in a situation that they have broken through and they in the house, now you need somebody else to come fight your battle because now they're in your house. It is easier to keep somebody outside your house than to deal with somebody that has already entered into your house. They can do more damage. Withstanding does not mean, it simply means that people have taken a position of resistance, whether it's on your job, whether it's in your relationship, whether it is in conjure. But we were talking about universally in the spiritual street. They took a position to resist you getting your healing, your health, your wealth, whatever it is. You got to know that I am trying to teach you how to stand in the power of the Lord. Be strong in the Lord, in the power of his or her might. That's where I am. That's why when you hear me say, I thank you for strengthening my hands, in my mind, I'm thinking about when Moses had his hands up and his hands got tired. As long as Moses' hands were up, Israel prevailed. Prevail means that you're winning, doesn't mean you have won. Do you hear me? Prevailing means that you are winning. Does not mean that you have won. That doesn't mean game over. And so as Moses' hands were up, they were winning. But his hands got tired. Leaders, I don't care how great they are, I don't care how good at what they do, they get tired. The smart people, the people that understand that their winning, their victory is in your hand. They begin to strengthen. They put a rock up under Moses' hand, and though Aaron and Aaron, they begin to hold the hands of Moses. Help him hold his hands up. When you want to win, you will help your leader hold their hand up. If you want Chief Apostle to win, you will help hold my hand up. When my hands get weary, I am sick of that. Well, let me I don't know who you is, but what I get tired of is every time your mama says she's gonna swallow, she wanna spit it out. I get sick of that too. So we all got some things we're sick of. I want her to do what she told me to, swallow it down the pipe to the gut. All right. So when you're out here and you really are trying to learn and you're trying to figure out who you're gonna be with, what's going on, how to deal with this warfare out in these spiritual streets, you have to have foundation. Don't let nobody, and if they're not trying to build your foundation, then you don't have nothing to stand on. If you're not trying to get your weaponry up, and let me tell y'all something. I have other brothers and sisters in all of these ATRs that I'm a part of, and they're not advanced like I am. And I'm still a EIO. I am still young. I'm still a year or up on a year in this. Just because you get initiated, because I'm not against it, I'm not for it, because it's not for everybody. I feel that if you're going to learn, now I'm a hard teacher. I'm very militant. That Facebook went down. Oh, okay, I don't know what it is. I'm very militant, and I invest a lot in my spirituality. Spirituality is first in my life. So therefore, when I tell the people these things, all I'm really telling you to do is let you know my standard. And so therefore, if that's not you, and God, divine mother or father ain't first in your life, and spirituality ain't first in your life, then how you gonna really follow me when you don't identify with my mentality? I stand against my opposition based off of my relationship and covenant with the divine, and I follow the instructions. You can't stay protected and get the victory if you don't follow instruction. When my padrino said, I want you to put candles to your centella, and I want you to do this with Zarabanda, follow instruction. When you are commanded by spirit, they told me to burn some of my incense to my egun. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I got a letter from the opposing attorney. One of his witnesses done got sick. If you want manifestation of victory, and every time when I found out, I said, I didn't know what time court was. So I found out that court was going to be after 2 o'clock. So from now all the way through, before I go to the courthouse again, because I already done stepped on the ground, I am asking for victory. In order to get certain victories as a spiritual person, you must follow instruction. And you must abide in that energy. That makes sense? So, let me see if anybody's sent incense burn. What incense would I burn today? The incense that I burn on this day, up under this energy, up under this chi. For all you all that don't understand atmosphere, this having a strong atmosphere either blocks or makes it harder for them to interfere with your manifestation. Incense burns, if you want to know your seventh chakra, why all these type of incense are so important, it is because of the atmosphere. And when you understand the atmosphere, you can activate your atmosphere. You can charge your atmosphere. And so therefore it makes it easier for manifestation. In the church world, we say set the atmosphere for through praise and worship. which makes it easier for the preacher, or male or female, to preach the word because of the atmosphere. You want to make it easy for your ancestors, your egon, to manifest what you're looking for. And so therefore, you want to be able to make sure that if there's anybody, any energy, frequency, or vibration that is trying to resist your manifestation, that you make it near damn impossible for them to do such, or making it very difficult for them to do that. And that's why we do that. When you guys decided to get your graveyard work, all you're doing is getting the necessary spirits to you that can be able to defend you as you move forward in this thing. So your blockbuster is protection, reversal, stop gossip, courtroom incense, healing incense, triple threat, seven chakra. These are the arches, these are the chis, these are the pranas, these are the frequencies of operation. And high John. If you have my high John incense, purple. I am burning a purple and red candle to my Loa in representation. So I am doing voodoo, I am doing Orisha work, but they're in harmony. You got to know what you're doing when you're working with more than one type of energy, so they all work in unison to bring a desired outcome. Oh, I get it now. Thank you, babe. I appreciate that. As you guys are coming in, make sure you hit that like button. So, I hope that this helped. I didn't see anything. So, I hope that this helped. If you desire to understand what it is and why you want foundation, and you want to discipline your emotions, no, unstable demon, your name is Chicken Head in my life. You don't come and tell me what your name is. I tell you what your name. Your name is Chicken Head. You're a head hunter. That's what you is. If you do not mind, guys, when this live goes off, please, if this helped you in any way, shape, or form, please comment behind this video. Also, sir and ma'am, stay up under your protection. If you have protection, if you are being protected by someone, make sure that you know how to flow with that energy, understand the egons or the spirits that they work with, understand the contracts they have with these said spirits and relationship, and that's what makes these great warriors. That's what makes them effective. But any warfare without strategy is ignorant, a person driving blindly down the road, and we're not here to do that. We're grown. We're here to be effective, and we're also here to make sure that we do things in a manner where God is pleased and God is glorified. And when I say God, I'm talking about Goddess and God. I'm talking about masculine and feminine energy. Y'all know I'm a bi-spiritual person, and I'm androgynous when it comes down to spirituality. I want to encourage you once again to be a part of this platform. I am those that want a church home where you can actually practice the ATRs. My ministry is worldwide. It is on also on social media, and I do have a local ministry in Fort Pierce, Florida, where we have Sunday services at 11 o'clock. I am giving people opportunity to be in a space and a place if they are grown enough and they're willing enough to be a part of this, what we are doing here. I am opening the door for many of you guys that want this and want to embrace this chain, okay? I love you. What's up, Darius, my Pisces? I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys for your continued support, not only of my website, but also for all of the things that we're out here doing. And Apostle Edith is trying to get a lot of stuff done. Please continue to be gracious towards me and allow me to recuperate from these ceremonies and get a lot of your stuff out here. I'm waiting on my bank card to come because they had to cancel my card, my church card. That's what I do all my shipping with because there was some fraudulent activity on the account. So I got to wait on the card. So that's what's taking so long with some of this stuff. All right. I love you all. Appreciate y'all, and God bless.